And Jefferson, in the world of weather, it seems like things are a little bit more on the gloomier side, the cloudier side this morning. And these clouds definitely helping keeping some of the temperatures a little bit warmer on the surface, no?
Not only the clouds keeping us a bit warmer, but we just find ourselves in a southerly flow, and that is what's bringing up moisture, and that is what's keeping these temperatures pretty warm as well. And it's not only clouds we are seeing, there's plenty of rainfall in our forecast area as we are starting off this Thursday as well. Now, widespread rainfall this morning will generally come to an end this afternoon, but we are going to keep some clouds around for today, at least for some of us. The payoff, though, will be Friday through the weekend, because after we get through today, abundant sunshine is on the way, and we are going to see some summer-like temperatures too. So just get through today, and then we get right back to the blue skies tomorrow. Right now in the Tri-Cities, though, it's 55 degrees underneath those cloudy skies with rain showers. Here's a look at your weather headlines today and going forward. Rain showers are in the area this morning. They are actively occurring as we speak. As we go into the afternoon, as I've already referenced, we are going to be drying things out, but we will be keeping clouds. And then that third weather headline, I think, is what so many folks are excited for. We will see blue skies and warmer temperatures for the weekend. We'll talk more about all three of these weather headlines coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Benton County. A Prosser man is headed to prison for shooting at a Sunnyside police officer. Jorge Albaran was sentenced to 8 years in prison. The shooting happened on the 2300 block of Yakima Valley Highway on October 29th, 2022. Sunnyside and Grandview police were investigating a report of shots fired when Albaran fired at Sunnyside Police Sergeant Joshua Rosenow. Rosenow returned to fire with his rifle, injuring Albaran's hand, according to documents. Yakima County Prosecutor Joe Brusick said Rosenow was justified in the shooting as it was an act of self-defense. And the SWAT team had to be called out yesterday for a wanted man who ran from police in Kennewick. The police say Heriberto Villarreal was first spotted in the area of North Fruitland Street and West Grand Ronde Avenue at around 4:30 yesterday morning. When police tried to take him into custody, he ran into a house on West Eniat Avenue, where police say he was committing another felony order violation because of protected persons living inside. Eventually, Heriberto was found in the attic and safely taken into custody. Switching gears this morning, Washington Governor Bob Ferguson has signed a nearly $78 billion operating budget for Washington State, despite earlier promises to find savings before raising taxes. KIMA's Anissa Williams breaks it down.
The two-year plan includes over $9 billion in tax increases over the next 4 years. Ferguson acknowledged the changes will likely affect many, with increases to business, property, sales, and the 6-cent a gallon gas tax.
We have limited revenue options right now. The gas tax, unfortunately, is one of them. So look, no one's excited about increasing the gas tax, I can assure you.
The new budget raises several taxes, including new charges on storage units and higher taxes on certain businesses. There's also a new tax on selling electric vehicle credits, nicknamed the Tesla tax. At the same time, the state cut nearly $6 billion in planned spending, delaying expansions in healthcare and higher education programs.
Early on, I think I was at a press conference here in my first couple of weeks where I said, hey, we're not going to be able to tax our way out of this. It became equally clear early on in the process that we weren't going to cut our way out of it. And I'm proud that the budget signed today protects core services.
When asked if he stuck to his promise to avoid tax hikes on working Washingtonians, Ferguson responded with this.
Inheriting a $16 billion budget shortfall was, was not the way I wanted to start as governor. So I would say to those individuals is, I hear those concerns. I hear it loud and clear. We did our best in this budget to balance our approach and also try to take an approach that sets us up for the future.
Reporting for Action News, I'm Anissa Williams.
KIMA's Anissa Williams, thank you. The budget reflects a compromise, Ferguson says, balances difficult choices, but its full impact on Washingtonians remains to be seen. And in honor of National Drug Court Month, state leaders are speaking out about local drug diversion programs. Daryl Coleman and Joe Barsana are both graduates of the program that offers alternatives to incarceration. This includes a rehabilitation program for certain offenders that might relate to substance abuse. In therapeutic court, judges, attorneys, and mental health counselors will work as a team to support the participants going through the recovery process instead of punishment.
I lived at the mission with no hope. had not thinking I had anything left. At 51 years old, you know, and so I tried to take my life while I was there. And then I got into this just right after I started therapeutic courts, and they wrapped their arms around me. I was concerned I was going to get kicked out. And they just took me in.
Jerry Cliff graduated yesterday from one of the recovery programs. She was celebrated with balloons and a cake along with her support system by her side. Cliff had 3 DUIs. She says the program has allowed her to move forward in life when she realized she had a problem.
I was weak, wanting help, but I didn't know how to do it or what the feelings were exactly. And going through treatment and this program really taught me what I was feeling was normal. I have that. I feel like stronger.
Coleman and Barsana are now leaders in the program and will be sharing their personal stories later today at the Washington Deflection and Diversion Summit at the Three Rivers Convention Center. Admission to that is free. And a nonprofit Christian organization is expanding their services to help victims of sex trafficking. Thanks to community members, Mirror Ministries is now in a new building that's 3 times bigger than their previous facility. In this new setting, clients will now be able to take classes, host group activities, and do more in one building instead of gathering in different areas in the city. Leaders say this helps clients feel safer.
But as we grew in staff and in clients, then we realized very quickly we can't, we're just not capable of having everybody in the same building, which was great. I mean, we had churches, that we were able to use, but it didn't have the same feel. There's something different when the clients come in and they understand this is a safe place, right? They're not having to look over their shoulder. They're not having to wonder who am I going to run into.
Mirror Ministries is still operating while remodeling new rooms and areas. They hope the building will be complete in just a few months. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan. Jefferson, seems like we're going to see a little bit of those clouds today. Temperature still a little bit on that warmer side, mild side, I would say. But as we head on into the day, are we expecting to see any of those raindrops?
Yeah, a bit mild. I wouldn't call it cold, but we are still well below average for what we should be for this time of year. Now, in terms of precipitation, we are seeing rain falling around the forecast area this morning. Widespread rain for pretty much everybody. By the time we get to this afternoon, we will see primarily dry weather conditions, but there will be some of those clouds sticking around, especially for the central and eastern half of the forecast area. You can see on your screen we will only be looking at mid-60s to low 70s around eastern Washington and northeast Oregon today. Again, the wettest part of the day is right now before showers do come to an end this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine is on the way, though, with summer-like temperatures. We will talk about what you can expect for your weekend straight ahead.